Picture yourself chilling at the park after a long couple days at work, standing in line for the food truck at the Music in the Park night in the heart of your downtown community. Doesn't this sound like fun? Well, let me tell you more about the events hosted by Downtown Janesville Incorporated. In the summer of 2021, I was the first intern of Downtown Janesville Inc. After a few months of my internship, DJI reached out to me asking if I would fill in for 3 months while they restructure some positions. This is when I became their first ever employee with the title of administrative assistant. DJI wants to know what you want to do. This is a newer org and they want your input. They want to know, as a community member, what events you're interested in having or what events you may not be so interested in having in your community of Janesville. Their community, Downtown Janesville Inc., is able to provide a great experience for people of all walks of life. Downtown Janesville Inc. is a community-based org that is growing financially, although unorganization and the COVID-19 pandemic are things that could bring any group down, so it makes sense to be their weak spots. Let us begin by finding out more about what Downtown Janesville Inc. does. So Downtown Janesville Inc. is a community-based organization. Downtown Janesville Inc. in 2022's Destination Downtown Janesville website says that made up of local business people in conjunction with key team members from the City of Janesville and other local agencies, Downtown Janesville Inc. is able to provide direction and organization for the continued growth and development of Janesville's downtown. Their goal is to liven the downtown area. The Janesville Area Convention and Visitors Bureau in 2019 from the Janesville Official Visitors Guide provides insight that Janesville is home to nearly 40 unique outdoor public art pieces. Many are located in our downtown. They work towards their goal by introducing new events as well as hosting returning events. Music at the Marv is every Tuesday night in the summer with live music in the downtown park area. There is Wine Walk, where the trolley provides rides to different wine stops. The wine stops are local businesses, so the local businesses need to come through Downtown Janesville Inc., so we are able to provide them with the proper wine permit for this. And Flannel Fest was this past weekend, which is a beer drinking festival where everyone just wears flannel and drinks a ton of beer. There was axe throwing and the 0.1 Lazy Man Run. It was a ton of fun. Each event is in combination of our board members' recommendations as well as local business owners and sponsors. Janesville has a rich history of its downtown area. According to Amy Goldstein in 2017 from the book Downtown Janesville, An American Story, Milwaukee and Main Streets used to be crowded with shops, offices, and at one point a saloon for every 250 residents. One of our favorite sponsors right now is Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Mick and Jane Blaine are actually from Janesville, so the first Blaine's Farm and Fleet is the Janesville one. And to give back to their community, they donated a pedestrian bridge worth $1 million. And now we are able to host events on both sides of the river, which we weren't able to do before. So it's really an amazing thing that they did. So they are able to give back to the community, and the community is actually able to use their donation practically. So the donations of business owners has led to the prospering financial health of Downtown Janesville Inc. So financially, Downtown Janesville is healthy. Our marketing director, Joan Nino, has recently asked for close to $30,000 for marketing, so we may begin to tap into marketing through public transportation. I am the first employee with Downtown Janesville Inc. I'm hourly. I make about $20 an hour, so I'm kind of the guinea pig in a way, since they will gauge my hours per week for future employees and expenses. And just to put it in perspective, other community orgs would be extremely lucky to go and just be able to spend $30,000 on marketing when they could be using that elsewhere just for like supplies and stuff. So we are extremely lucky that we have this kind of money and the support of communities, so we have money to make it grow, which is incredible. But as you know, what goes up must come down. The COVID-19 pandemic has made it difficult to achieve maximum attendance since the pandemic. It's made it pretty difficult for planning events for us because people are worried the events either won't happen or that they'll be canceled with no refund. This means that more people are buying tickets the day of to avoid the disappointment of cancellations. The pandemic has also significantly decreased attendance for all events, as this was apparent in our most recent event at Flannel Fest, because we sold only about 2/3 of tickets, which was only 200 more tickets from the same event in 2020, which was pre-pandemic, and we were able to, now this time we were on both sides of the river when before we were just on one, so it was a little frustrating to see that, but it is what it is. The disorganization has been a little difficult to work with. My position was created to allow time for the executive board to find a way to restructure Emily's job. So Emily is a paid volunteer who puts in endless amounts of effort for each event, and she felt as though they were not treating her adequately, so she politely stepped down for the time being. And now Downtown Janesville Inc. is splitting her positions her duties into two positions, a full-time and a part-time, and my current is somewhere in between the both, where I check the P.O. box and do other weekly duties like deposits and answering emails. However, it is a little difficult to find one point of contact for this organization. I do have an office, the only office for downtown Janesville Inc., and my office is located inside of the Janesville Area Convention and Visitors Bureau office, so you have to go through one office to get to my office, and I'm only there about 2 hours a week, so walk-in hours aren't really a thing for us. And each person on the team, on our board, uses their personal emails, which makes it a little difficult to find the correct extension. For example, if you're looking for the marketing director versus the treasurer, you might actually just get them both in the same email thread, which again clogs up emails and it's confusing for the person who's asking the question. And for me, I have two emails that I check, and they're actually both connected through one drive. So, but one, it doesn't always refresh. So one email will refresh slower than the other one, so the email from one will be there but not the other, and I need the other to do this part, so it's a little frustrating communication-wise. So these are things that this organization can learn from and make improvements for the future, since it is kind of a newer org still. But through community, Downtown Janesville Inc. is able to provide a great experience for people of all walks of life. Organization and the COVID-19 pandemic are things that could bring any group down, so it makes sense that these are their weak spots. Downtown Janesville Inc. is a community-based org that is growing financially, and our slogan is "Come for the opportunities and stay for a lifestyle." Thank you.